Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I'm just asking you all to come along with me on this journey. If you got a sketchbook and you got blank pages staring right back at you, you're probably wondering, what can you do to actually fill those pages up? You know, we all probably have those sketchbooks that have been dying to have you fill them up with doodles and sketches and colors and all of your craziest creations, but you just can't seem to do it. And I've talked about this before on my channel, and I'm going to keep talking about this because it's almost like an art epidemic. You know, we buy these fancy sketchbooks, and not all of them are fancy, but we don't really know what to do with them. We kind of just have an art block and they're just sitting there staring right back at us, and we feel guilty. We know we should put something in the sketchbook, but we just don't know what to do. You can see me right now just doodling. That's what I love doing. You know, my specialty is creature design, of course, but it's the method in which I do it that can bleed into all other aspects of art, not just creatures. You know, for example, if you're into drawing really cute puppies, or if you're into drawing portraits, landscapes, doesn't matter. It all starts with that first line. That first line that you put down on the paper, and you don't know what that line's going to be like. And I think that's the fear that everyone has. It's a fear that, hey, I'm gonna mess up. I don't really know what to put down. So I'm just going to leave my page blank and hope for the best. Maybe I'll get around to it at some point. And I just want you guys to take your sketchbooks and just erase that fear. Easier said than done, of course. But if you do this method, where you scribble on some shapes and you start to see where intersections occur, then not only are you going to fill up a sketchbook and hopefully be proud of it, you're going to carry on that skill set to any of the other sketchbooks and projects that you could take on at a later time. You know, like for me, whenever I would do creature design, it was always, okay, how can I make this thing as otherworldly as possible? And that's what I go for. And I try to think about all the movies that have influenced me over the years, and all of the games that I've played, and I can name so many right off the bat, like Evolve, all the Dooms, all the Gears of War, Halo, like Half-Life, like all of those, Silent Hill even though that's more demonic and possessed, but who cares? Who's judging, right? I try to look at all of those and see if I can pull off any influence. All right, so think about what you're drawing right now and ask yourself, could I do this a couple more times but give myself some new ideas? You know, I'm sitting here drawing this grotesque worm. It's not really an insect. I don't know what this is. Maybe somebody was opening a gate to another dimension that they should not have been messing with. Let's just say that. You know, but you can see that my lines are free-flowing. I'm keeping the grip on my pencil really, really loose. If you have a heavy hand, instead of jumping into the H pencils, you know, like 2H, 3H, the really, really hard graphite, just work on not gripping your pencil hard enough and using your pinky to guide your palm across the page. So when you have a pencil and you're pulling closer towards you, the tip of it, that means I want to put in details. So you want to loosen that up and push the pencil a minimum of halfway. You know, sometimes I'll draw and I'll have it like almost 3/4 of the way back to the butt of the pencil. You know, it's a good method to try. I think I'm going to use some shading sparingly, just because I might want to add some color in there. I don't know. But I think what I'll do is I'll draw some circles and then put really harsh black treatment around it to show a speck highlight on the eyeballs. That is terrifying. Yeah. You know, this reminds me of, And I don't know if you guys have seen the movie, but The Mist. I've talked about this in other videos too. So maybe I'm subconsciously pulling from that. Okay, let's see what else we can do. Let's go on. Actually, no. Let's color that. I'm going to color it. I'm going to put some orange in there, just for fun. Let's see what we can do. So I'm drawing on moleskin paper, and fair warning, moleskin paper isn't the best for markers, but if you use it sparingly, it can offer some really cool colors, and you know, the finish is okay. All right, let's see if we can put some of that in there. Looks like a crying spider thing, right? We have to have some of the colors down here on the hands. Or do we have to? I don't know. But I don't want to go too far on that. I think what I'll do is take this across. There we go. Okay, so we're going to do something even faster now. So if you want to fill a sketchbook, try this out. Sharpen your pencil, and then put a bunch of shapes down. Just scribble. Lightly. Do that for about 10-15 seconds and stop. Okay, now look at your scribble. This looks like the mushroom cloud of an explosion. It looks like a tree. It kind of looks like a rounded sailboat. I don't know how I'm going to turn this into anything, but let's see if we can do this. Okay, so let's first look at the lines that are the most prominent. I see some dark ones crisscrossing here, and obviously the mushroom type or the tree shape, it's not going any farther than that, so I didn't really draw anything past it except for a couple humps here and there. So let's see what happens if I follow that in that little shape. Okay, and then maybe I can follow this roundness right here. Oh man, I don't know what this is. What if this is a crazy helmet, and then this is the creature's face? There it is. There it is. Okay, little mouth like that. This is probably going to be one of the creepiest pages I've ever drawn. And then I'm just going to put some light shading in here, keeping the strokes close together. You see how I'm not getting annoyed, I'm not getting angry. I didn't have a set thing that I was going to draw. Okay, instead, it looks like this little, I don't know, extraterrestrial is trying to wear a helmet. An army helmet? I don't know, but that's not even what the army helmets look like. Maybe we can put in some coarse shadow on the side of the helmet. There we go, kind of bring it around. And then I kind of like that eye, but the thing is, the brim of the hat is going to be casting a shadow on the face. So I'm just going to take my pencil and just shade that down. But I'll keep the lightness of the paper. So you can see all of these really loose gestural lines actually helped me figure some stuff out. You know, it helped me figure out the roundness of that shape right in there. And then of course putting the core shadow in and having the silhouette down definitely helped me too. Okay, so we have our little gray alien at attention, and I'm just going to fade some shading off right there. I don't want to color that, so let's just move on. Okay, exercise number 2. We're going to put some shapes down, but this is going to be a little different. I'm going to spread these out. Try this exercise out. Those of you that are watching me right now, try this out. You see how I'm just kind of lifting my pencil, putting it down, lifting it, putting it down. I have no intention of this forming anything. Okay, now I'm going to stop. Let's see what happens. So it looks like the top of this could be a crest. And then this might be the body in here, and then this is very interesting because I could turn this into a leg. Maybe this creature's walking. Okay, so maybe we can do that. Okay, and then this is the other leg. So you can kind of see that even though those markings were not really defining anything, this could be the front end of a portrait or some kind of front shape for a creature. Okay, so I think I know what's happening now. This is a very round creature. I don't know. There's no legs over here. But there's definitely arms in the front, so let's do that. Okay, so we can curl some fingers up, kind of like how a gorilla walks. And then we'll spread some fingers out on its left hand, because maybe it's lifting its left arm to walk. This is the shoulder. This is a very flat head. So maybe the eyes are kind of hidden underneath that crest for the head. Okay, and then there's the face. It almost looks like a little ghost or something kind of cool. Let's go with that. And then maybe the creature has some dreadlocks. I don't know. Anything goes on this. And the other thing is, if you're filling up your sketchbook right now and you're looking at your page and going, I can't turn these into anything. I feel like they're failing. They are not failing. Just remember that your sketchbook is your diary. And I have said this so many times throughout my videos and throughout my channel. We're drawing this just to have fun. Let's see what kind of shapes that we can make. Okay, the next exercise that I want you guys to do is going to be a little different than the norm, but we're going to make tiny small doodles, just little ones. And we're going to go, it's almost going to look like some alien language. And we're just going to keep doing this. We're going to put them back to back to back. And the technique that I'm using is scribbling. There's nothing fancy about this, but we're going to go back to see if we can start pulling out shapes. Now these may be a little darker than what I would like to have done, but again, this is an experimentation. So I have to throw that notion out that I have to go erase something, and I don't want to do that. So I'm not taking up too much space. And I'm trying to look at the other shapes and go, what can I add here that I have not done before? All right, so I'm starting to see things that are coming out that I did not before. Okay, this is so much fun too, because what you can do is you can fill a sketchbook really fast with these little exercises like this. Okay. Now I'm pushing harder in some areas and releasing pressure in some areas. There we go. Look at this. We did what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 doodles very quickly. So the next thing that I want you to do is I want you to take your pencil and I want you to go in and lightly shade only in certain parts. And then stop. Maybe start at the bottom and release the pressure. Start on the far left and move the value over to the right, and then maybe do some small little areas here and there. And if you're trying to shade in between some of these lines to show shadow, there's no real shadow to show yet. None of the faces, none of the shapes have been determined yet, so you don't have to worry about that. So just pick a little crevice, and you can go in between one, maybe on the underbelly of a sketch, like this. Okay, and then move on to the next one. This is pretty vague, so maybe I'll fill this one in and then this one up top. Okay, notice how I'm holding my pencil. I'm leaving half of it alone, so I'm not going to grab it all the way to the tip. Okay, so let's keep going. It's pretty rounded shape, not thinking too hard about this. So I'm just going to take some areas and put in some value, maybe darken some up. Okay, and then I'm going to stop. So let's move on to the next one. All right, same method as before. There we go, like this. I'm not even putting in dark lines to show the underbelly because I don't know what it is yet. There we go. Whenever you do this exercise, consider this just like preliminary. I had to get these monsters out, but as I move down, you could have started this entire exercise with this. As a matter of fact, after you're done watching this video, you should do that. You should go to a clean page and just fill the entire page with these little doodles. The next thing that I want you to do is we're going to play up line weight. Okay, so your ability to add pressure, release pressure, your ability to go from dark to light. So some of these, I'm going to go darker and then release pressure. Darker under here. And then there are some small crevices inside here that I could go darker. So what this is that it's a very crude way to show the least amount of light touching specific areas, like underbellies or if light's coming down. Okay, right away, hopefully you can see this technique making it look like there's a harsh contrast of light and then shadow underneath. It's going to make these things pop really quickly. Fading some pressure off right in here. There we go. Okay, and then we got this one. This little guy down here kind of looks like a little fly. Notice how I'm not spending a lot of time on these. There's no need. There's no need to spend a lot of time. What you guys should be doing is just experimenting, breathing softly, sitting up straight, listening to some good music, maybe drinking some caffeine. If you're doodling this in the morning, great. You can number these. I mean, me with my obsessive brain, of course I'm going to number each one. It's just a good peace of mind. It's a good habit to get into. Just number all your sketches. Those of you that don't know me, I'm coming from a concept art background, so we have to display these things for clients all the time, and they have to be numbered so they can pinpoint them. Okay, and then last but not least, let's splash some colors on these little things. Okay, so I'll take a blue here. Maybe we can find a blue, kind of whip it across this one. Not really sure how well that's going to show up for you guys, because I'm not taking over a lot of areas here. Got to have the harsh orange in. Hopefully that doesn't bleed. There we go. And then maybe some orange down here. Okay, let's see what else we can do. Oh look, pink. Haven't done pink in a while. There we go. Now, I'm staying away from the pencil. Okay, ballpoint pen and marker, they go together differently than graphite and marker. So you want to be careful of that. Put some green across there. The green looks really good. See if we can mix it in with the... Ooh, that actually looks pretty neat. Mix it in with the orange and the blue. Have the green whip across here on that one. Put some up here. I'm trying to counter these with like warms and cools. Got that little earth tone in there. Kind of looks like burnt sienna almost. So maybe the orange will look good right next to it. Yes, it does. That looks good. Okay, I think all of them got some love except for two. So some of these are a little too harsh. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use some of those colors. Maybe some orange down in here, and then I'll do an orange there. That's fine. Okay, so look at your sketchbooks today. Look what you just did with me. If you found this helpful, comment below. Let me know what you're working on. Check the links in the description. Check the pinned comment. Join our Discord and show off your work. Ask for feedback. It's a bustling community, so we'd be happy to have you. Okay. But that's what you guys can achieve in a short amount of time. As a matter of fact, the first thing that you guys saw me draw, I wouldn't do that for this lesson. I would just stick to this one. Okay, you have these really strange little critters, and what these can do is they can give you ideas about weapons, creatures, spaceships, and props, and among other things. Maybe there's other things that I'm not even thinking of right now. But if you number them and you keep track of them, they can give you some really, really cool ideas. So there it is, folks. Hopefully you liked today's lesson. Let me know how it turned out for you. If you absolutely hate your sketch page or you love it, great. If you're doodling on a bus, if you're, I've been getting messages where people they're traveling and they're just doodling while watching my videos. Man, it just warms the heart, because it's like, that's all I want. I just want you guys to have breakthroughs in your artwork, and especially those of you right now listening that have a sketchbook in your closet and it's been collecting dust for 4 months, 6 months, a year. Okay, bust it out. Start drawing. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. You do have time. All right. Peace.